So for my presentation, I did Vietnamese beef pho. History and current issues. The origins of pho in Vietnamese culture are not set in stone. According to BBC.com, some suspect that pho was an adaptation of meals from French or Chinese cultures. Regardless of its uncertain history, pho is a popular and beloved dish that Vietnamese citizens take great pride in. Vietnamese culture is one that focuses on harmony and humanity. Community is very important for the Vietnamese, along with food and tradition. Other cultures, such as French and Chinese, have influenced some aspects of their culture. Examples include food, architecture, and education. The ways and traditions of Vietnamese people, however, have been upheld for what seems to be longer than any other culture in Southeast Asia. Nutrient composition. Vietnamese pho contains a mixture of noodles, broth, herbs, and meat. It's a great blend of not only flavors, but nutrients as well. According to Livestrong.com, here are the nutrition facts for a 20-ounce bowl of beef pho. 562 calories, 4.7 grams of total fat, 41 milligrams of cholesterol, 2,375 milligrams of sodium, 104 grams of carbohydrates, 6 grams of dietary fiber, 5 grams of sugar, 23 grams of protein. Relationships with diseases. Beef pho provides the body with several key minerals and micronutrients such as vitamin C, vitamin A, calcium, and iron. Pho is also a good source of protein, and protein helps to maintain our tendons, blood vessels, muscle strength, and so on. Although pho provides several health benefits, there are a few health risks that can result from the high amount of sodium in this dish. According to the American Heart Association, diets that include high levels of sodium can put you at a greater risk for heart attacks or strokes. I think the entire meal was of very high quality. The greens were all very bright and crunchy with no signs of going bad. The meat, which was beef for this meal, was cooked very well and was a nice light brown color. The noodles were also cooked very well. They weren't too hard or too soft. Overall, the meal was very hot and ready right after picking it up, and the quality was great. For this dish, I focused on the mixture of greens that go with it. These mainly include bean sprouts, green onions, and basil. Basil is commonly grown in warm weather, so summer is an ideal time for growing. Basil can be put in the freezer to maintain its flavor and its sustainability. Green onions typically grow better in cooler conditions, and they can be stored for usually about a week in the refrigerator. Bean sprouts, once cooked and clean, are best when eaten within a week. They usually grow best during the spring. So there's a variety of ways to cook pho. The recipe I found from Better From Scratch seems both easy and delicious, and it's very similar to the one that I had. And this recipe is directly from their website. So first, you make the broth. Place a large dry pot over medium heat, add the onion halves and ginger pieces, and cook for 4 minutes. Add the broth, water, coriander, clove, fish sauce, hoisin sauce, soy sauce, chili garlic paste, cinnamon stick, and a pinch of fresh cracked salt and pepper to the pot. Bring to a slow boil, then reduce heat and simmer for 30 minutes or more. Next, you prepare the noodles. Prepare rice noodles according to the package instructions. Once soft, drain, rinse, and set aside. Next, you prepare the garnishes. Ready the garnishes in individual small bowls for serving. And for this one, it includes cilantro, basil, green onions, bean sprouts, lime wedges, and sliced chilies. Okay, once you've done that, you add meat to the broth. 1 to 5 minutes before the broth is done cooking, add desired meat to the broth to cook, just until done. 2 to 3 minutes for raw, thinly sliced chicken or pork, 1 to 2 minutes for shrimp or thinly sliced steak. Discard the ginger, clove, cinnamon stick, and onion pieces from the pot. Assemble. Add cooked rice noodles to individual bowls and ladle hot broth over the top. Pile high with your favorite garnishes and enjoy. I really love this meal and would definitely get it again. There was so many flavors from the broth, beef, and greens, and they all tied together very nicely. Everything was very fresh and light, and it was a very filling dish. I especially liked the flavor of the beef broth. And I love salty things, and if you do too, I definitely recommend trying this dish. You can add different sauces to the pho to make it sweeter or spicier, and I didn't this time, but I might try making it spicier next time. Overall, it was very delicious and feels very healthy, so I think everyone should try it. And here's a picture of my dish. Okay. I think it is very interesting how food is such an important aspect of Vietnamese culture. As stated before, they take great pride in their meals, and especially pho. When I reflect on my own culture, I find it hard to point out authentic meals that were created here. In my culture, along with many others, we enjoy meals from all over the world. Having your own staple dish is very interesting, and I think that is a major cultural difference between mine and the Vietnamese culture. We take pride in our culture in a variety of ways, but food isn't the most prominent aspect of American culture, in my opinion. Overall, it's been fascinating to learn how much Vietnamese cultures differ from my own. And here are my references. And then there's one more page.